Hello everybody, it's Sharingan again. I, uh, I've got another in-house game on EU. This time, however, I set this one out to spec so that I can show you the draft. Because until SCV gets his his draft bit of patch into the software, we can't really see that. We haven't been able to see the draft in the replays I've shown. Um, so captain for team 1 is Cecino. Captain for team 2 is Celestial. They've picked their teams. Got Megalot, Godlike, Haley, John, team 1. Nefel, Phoenix, Barbarian, and Haiti for team 2. Actually, I think Barbarian is the cap for this for team 2. Sorry. So they've been autoing Tas and Kyrak. It's up to the two captains to agree on the autos, but they're the most popular two autos. In this case, they opted for no auto, but the first two autos were Tas and Kyrak. So a good captain normally has a good composition in mind when they're drafting, and they they ban to suit. They ban what's a good composition against their composition that they have in mind. Depending on the plays they've got, if they've got a good set of plays, they would pick the heroes first and assign after. But sometimes there's one or two players that have a limited or a strong preference of what heroes to play, so they might draft a team to suit that. So barbarians, we've got Artanis for Artanis is Cecino's first pick, and barbarians picked LZ. I would say LZ is not a bad counter for Artanis because he's got the spell immunity buff for his allies. Because Artanis is spells, and barbarians pick two good heroes to counter that: Boros and LZ. Boros spell storm, of course, is a good counter to any caster. And Cecino's picked Alarak and Marine King. Almost sort of a juke. He pretended to go for spell and then went with two quite strong physical heroes, Alarak and Marine King. Marine King's very good at pushing. Alarak's a very strong bruiser. So this is the fourth IH game on the youth of the day. I've played the last three, but decided to sit this one out just so that we can see this the drafting. I can record it and also record it live. It'd be good to record something I don't know the result of. John's also just joined. This is his first game for the day. Fells in the last two games. He did quite well with Corona. Maybe I might cast that because it was quite fun to watch. Also, he did an int Dihaka in the last game. That's also quite fun to watch. So Barbarians got Grunty. He's picked Grunty, Boros, LZ. Probably needs some range next. But his front line is LZ, Boros, and Grunty. Because if you have an LZ and you have too much short range, they can't really attack the enemy when LZ rings them. Cloak is Casino. So he's got Artanis, Nova, Alarak, and Marine King. Quite a physical composition there. You'd have to. It's a good switch to physical if the enemy gets an LZ. You can see there Cicino banned Justy before picking Nova. So he switched over to physical, and Justy is a good counter to physical because of his likes to armor up and does a lot of his damage is scaled by his armor. Barbarian's waiting on one of his teammates, which is AFK. On the replay, I'd suggest he just skip through this part. The drafting in the last 3 games has been quite quick. So unfortunately this game it's a little bit slower. Say Barbarian is in need of some range. Some range that's good against a physical composition. So Barbarian's come back with Toxi. That's his range. Not sure if he intends it on a range DPS, Toxi. I've not seen an int Toxi in the past, but that might be an option. Cecino's last pick is Egon. I think Cecino's done quite a good draft here. Artanis, Alarak, Marine King, Nova, Egon. I dare say Alarak and Marine King, and even Artanis, if they build a little bit tanky and they've got Egon to sustain them, could be very hard to deal with. So the game started. Normally in houses they might pause the game just at the beginning so that they can draft lanes and assign heroes to their players. So Barbarian's got Toxi, LZ, Boros and Grunty. I didn't see his last pick. I'm not sure if he's picked it yet. They might be picking it just before the game starts in here. I've got John's camera because might be the best player in the game. It was definitely first pick, so this game's got 3 other observers besides myself. I'll just when you're watching the replay, I'll just fast forward this part. I'm new to making videos and such, so I probably can't be bothered cutting it out, to be honest. If you're new to IH, to in-houses, it's probably not a bad thing to be seeing this sort of wait. Sometimes you do have to wait a little bit to get a draft going, but do tend to get a much better game. No levers, and people are generally quite well mannered, so no rages, no bad manners, and you get two proper compositions that go toe to toe. You won't, in pubs you might get like 5 ranged DPSs on a team and something, so it could be a waste of time sometimes. Not sure what they're waiting for here. So yeah, the last 3 games that's been drafted was quite quick to start. This is one of the this is one of the longer ones. So that's John's Artanis talents. So the last hero on Barbarian's team was Pyro. Zerg team has drafted a fairly there's not so much range on Zerg's team. That could be a problem if you were facing a team of with lots of area of effect damage, like casters and such. Like if we had a Corona on the TOS team, that would be a problem because they'd all be clumped up in team fights. But yeah, there's not too much AoE on this toss draft. So we've got Nova Egon in hard lane, and I'm thinking Boros must be their jungler, leaving LZ and Toxi to lane together. Alarak is the Protoss team's jungler. See there, like a lot of the games, the easy laners would help the jungler get his first couple of creep, and he'll jungle up here and start farming back to base. So Boros is doing the same thing here. He gave this area a gank first, gave his easy lane a gank first, and then started farming back to base. So John's got his E just to last hit. He's opened up with Hunter's Hatchet and Soul Engine. Probably had some pots there as well. So Hunter's Hatchet to last hit, Soul Engine to give him a bit of sustainability and also some cooling down. Boros. You can see there, Boros had Nova low, but yeah, the Egon healed him. If you can get Egon first, it's probably the better choice, even if there is a Nova trying to shoot you down. That's a good flank from Toxi. Looks like Nova might survive this because Toxi's does do damage over time. Looks like my son's woken up. Hey, buddy. It's Saturday morning here in Australia. Been up quite early to play some in-houses on EU time. You can see there they went for Egon first that time. That's an interesting choice for Nova to stay stationary and keep hitting LZ, and LZ back down. Sometimes it is a game of chicken. Toxi's coming in full of flank. And realises Nova's got backup coming. Pyro's been doing quite well selling bottom lane. He obviously hasn't shopped yet because that's all he's got, lost treasure. With Pyro, you've got a lot of sustainability because of his W. So long as you have energy to support it. Phoenix isn't too happy with that. Composition he's facing. He might start to see Alarak Egon combo coming in to play. A little bit lag. So Alarak's just dived. But Egon's healed him, so he's going in for another dive. Interestingly, Egon procced the tower in that situation. It's a good flank from Grunty, taking out the DPS, taking out Nova first. Having Egon in your team gives you a quite an early advantage because it takes a while for the opponent to get Cauterize or Death Mask. It's not they're not usual opening builds unless someone decides to rush it. You might see Pyro getting Death Mask and the other players getting Cauterizer for the Zerg team to counter Egon's heals. Yeah, Toxi probably should have backed down there. The more Egon uses an ability on an ally, the more it stacks up, the more effective it becomes. So that's what that number means when you see Egon healing or energizing his allies. Some good ward placements here on the map. See much better teamwork in Inhouse games. People getting a lot of team items and warding for their teammates. Why would he say? Why would you think Boros and Pyro is an odd combination? I suppose there is a lot of short range on their on the Zerg team, and they're both yeah, they're both short range and do a little bit of AOE. So they are similar, but Boros has this pull. I see. So Clues thinks they're both overpowered heroes. So Boros is going for the int build. Most likely even Omni to go with that. Pyro is going for superheated mantle, and what will be nitrogen next. I've seen some good pyros with Sunflare gun as well, because obviously it gives you that little bit of extra burst damage, but it also gives you more sustainability when you're because of the spell itch. Interesting build for Egon. Oh, I missed this ring. That's a nice bowler. Marine King's probably quite farmed up by now, but you see him backdooring there. So at this stage of our game, you can see Protoss gaining a fair bit of momentum. I'd say they're slightly ahead just because of their towers. Their mid's they're about to take mid as well. Egon's mana is quite low. Otherwise, John's in a bit of trouble there. Oh, it's a good escape. So if Egon had more energy there, they'd be able to just keep pushing and not lose momentum. You'll see, I've seen that a fair bit in the past, where you know, a team with an Egon is a little bit ahead and they've killed one or two heroes, while the enemy comes in one by one to try and save towers. There's this Protoss ball, if you like, with an Egon healing them. You can just keep pushing. Pyro is trying to backdoor down there with Boros' help, or vice versa. Good ult from John there, taking out the DPS first. And here comes Egon to save Artanis. Just seeing this low on energy again. He's opted to go for a more tanky build. Having said that, he can energize himself with his E. You can see there, energy restored. Just early game it's not as effective, but later on in the game you don't really need too much energy regen or int if you want to energize yourself and your team. Narrow escape for Nova. So relatively close game here, 23-21. Similar amount of towers taken. That's Egon's ulti, he almost saved himself. But that was good rocket from Grunty. In the meantime, Marine King's backdooring top. Artanis has done a good job holding the tower there. Boros went for Ion Crystal and Superheated Mantle. That's not a choice for Egon to be AAing the enemy there. So Egon could shield his allies and also heal during battle. Ring King's continuing to backdoor. So this is what I mean by this death ball here. So they're distracting Zerg team while Ring King backdoors them. Toxi's got Cauterizer, Pyro Cauterizer. Not a bad Toxi build. I don't know what was that. It almost looked like he had no talents. Nova's started to do a fair bit of damage there. That's not good news for the Zerg team. Shinobi Kali with Incissor. Egon did a good job of helping her get fed. When they were in lane together. So Zerg's definitely on the back foot at this stage. The Protoss team has good vision of the map, so they decided to go for Levy. Zerg's come to contest.
Daddy, it looks Rex.
Mm-hmm. So buffed, team wiped, and they've got Egon to energize and sustain them. They could just keep pushing here. That's some good bowlers from Boros. You can see Boros has landed some really good bowlers right into their main tower. But They're not in a hurry to back down, are they? You watch Egon heal them. Without Egon there, Artanis may have needed to keep backing off, but you can see he's... And Meridian King's gonna take mid. Pyro's doing the right thing there, I agree with that. He's gonna get Death Mask next. He's also already trying to surrender. So Egon healing, you can afford to be very brave. Now that Egon's down, might see the team start to back off. Yeah, so they're backing off now. Pyro's finished his Death Mask. But by this stage, all their T3 towers are down. And that was just one wave there, that one push there. We were continuously able to push all those T3 towers until Egon went down. Zerg doesn't have much choice but to hold off all these Archons. I'd say Toss is coming in for the kill now. If they leave him farming Archons for too long, that would be a mistake. Another good bowler, but Artanis just ultis him back out. They say this is it for the Zerg team. You can see that Alarak is quite low, but he's not going to back down. John's Artanis build. So Nova did a lot of damage there. 636 damage out. I think he got damage first, and then weapon speed. All in all, not a bad effort. Cauterizer and a Death Mask there trying to combat Sino's heals. Sino did get Cassia Crystal. So there you guys have it. 44.33. Hope you enjoyed that video, and yeah, have a look at some of these builds. Maybe try it yourself and see how you go. See you guys.